Well, it's a shifting balance, right? FaceTime used to be a thing where we determined how hard you worked or how devoted you were to the company based on what time you showed up and what time you left, and yet stories abound of people who sat at their desks and did nothing. They just needed to have the FaceTime so that their boss saw that they were there, because that was the metric of that company. So you have productive and unproductive people at work and not at work. Whether that, and so we just have to shift slightly that our ability not to see them. We have to learn to trust, which is a hard one. One of the things that I find really interesting is I've pulled back on, I used to be like, I don't want you working on nights and I don't want you working on weekends. I want people to have their time, because when we had a traditional 9 to 5 sort of mentality, I wanted people to let go of work and have personal time. I've actually pulled back from saying those things because now I don't know when people want to work. Maybe they want to wake up late or go to the gym in the morning and start working at 10 or 11, but then they'll work to 7 or 8 because they're happy to do that. And so now I think we have to learn to allow people to figure out their own schedules. Now, the missing piece is communication. What must happen for any employee who wants to have a schedule that is different or alternative to what the company's expectations are or what the standard is they have to communicate. Communication is different than making a demand or just sort of making an announcement, but rather like, hey, I'm happy to work later. I really want to have my mornings to get my kids ready to go to school. Would it be okay if I started work at 11 or 10, which means I wouldn't be on any meetings? Can we push meetings past 10 o'clock? And it's a discussion, because the answer is yeah, probably. We almost all situations, there's a very, very comfortable agreement that everybody can be comfortable with. I think what both employees and employers get struck by is the demand and the announcement, like, you will do this, and that goes both ways. I think we just want to be heard and seen, as I said before, and but communication has to happen. There has to be communication, because, like I said, I think a lot of employees feel embarrassed to ask or afraid to ask. But if you have good leadership and somebody who cares about creating a positive working environment, they should be open to pretty much everything.